Evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Round 8, Tier 3 at Bahrain. Bahrain substituted in for Vegas due to some suspect track limits. Comms tonight is going to be myself, Claire Mull, and I will be joined shortly by Dan. Dan is back. Just jumping in the comments there. Evening Hound, evening Terriers, evening Lookman. Also as well. Terriers, if I said that, I apologise. It's been a long day.
Welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain, an archipelago situated in the heart of the Middle East and home to 1.5 million people. Since beginning his F1 career, Lewis Hamilton has never retired from a race at the Bahrain International Circuit. Despite
I'm going to say you're hearing wrong.
any other driver, Lewis
I've had a few as well, so I could be speaking wrong, to be fair. But we'll put it on you. It's all your fault. As we've got Nerf Pack coming out of the pits. Probably going to be the first car out. And he is. He's got both McLarens just behind him. Bahrain, one of them tracks, difficult to get the grip out of, like turns 1, 2, I think it's turn 8, turn 10. Very difficult. Braking downhill as well a lot. Cambered corners or off cambered corners. It's one where I do think setup is key and confidence is massive here. If you're feeling confident with it, that's worth a few attempts. Not a track I'm a massive fan of. Definitely not driving anyway. I think a lot of the lads share the same opinion. But let's see what happens now. Q1, back to full quali now. No sprint weekend. We got Nerf Pack, first car out on track. Evening, Wab. As Terrier says, new track layout next week. Now, the issue I've got is, I don't know what track next week is. Singapore. Right. Very difficult track to be racing at. Evening, Colpit. Joining as a spectator, seeing as he's not on comms this week. Dan being back and all that. I said Dan being back. He's not quite back yet. Stereo says Colpy over Dan. And Dave has retired. He does have a quali ban. On my Nerf Pack looks clean through turn 11 and 12. On that run to the final corner now. Be the first to set a time. Nerf with a 31.5. Brad a 31.7. I think Hound will be next across the line. He is DRS Open, and a 31.4 on the mediums, off 31.1. So also jumping up there. Not a bad time from Steve there on the mediums as well. Found on Friday night, a lot of the lads who ran mediums were setting very good times, as Ashik just blows everyone away. 1.3 seconds there. Ashik a 29.8 on his first run. Bark not far behind, a 30.1. Lutman there, 31.4. Yellow flag's just Brad moving out the way. We'll have a quick tyre check here. Yeah, only Hound, Scotty and Hindsight using the mediums, but I agree with what Terry's just said. Mediums were on fire Friday night. Curly out the final corner now. DRS Open. And manager 31.9, puts himself P11. We've got Zonny Veld just coming right final corner now. Oh, no, he's not, sorry. That's turn 4. We've got Teabag on a lap as well. Where's Teabag? Teabag's only just started his turn 2 at the moment. Evening, Dave. Happy birthday as well. I know you want me to sing to you, but it's not going to happen. So we've got Zonny Veld coming round the final corner now. And a car just ahead of him. Was that his teammate? Yes, it was. He manages 31.7, puts himself P10. So we've got Kane Lowry, who put himself P3, 30.2. Jackie, a 30.6. Chris, not bad there, 30.7 as well. Teabag with a 30.2 puts himself P3 ahead of Kane. That Williams team in this tier looks unreal, to be fair. See what Scotty can manage on the mediums. Now, Scotty, we know, has 1 lap pace. And these medium tyres, like I said, were good on Friday. So let's see what he can manage here. There's 1 corner to go. Ooh, a bit slower than I thought, to be fair. 31.1, puts himself P8. Got Chip out on an outlap, and we've got Hindsight on a lap at the moment, just coming out of turn 3. DRS Open, we'll jump on board with that. Yellow flag there. I think that's Hound on an outlap, just pulling out the way. It's one of the McLarens anyway. My bad, it wasn't Hound, it was Brad. Hindsight on these mediums as well. Yo. Good evening, Dan.
Just give me a second there. My audio's probably off. Give me a second. I'll figure that out.
Hindsight
No.
now, cross the line, 31.9, so down in P16 at the moment. We've got Chip on a lap, just finished Sector 1, 29.2 through Sector 1. Dave's asked if you were at the off licence, Dan.
No. Actually went for a bag of chips and it was mental in there, so I had to wait.
I was going to say, if you know where Dan lives, there's not an off licence within about 50 miles.
Pole prediction, mine is Matey Boy.
All right, yeah, Matey Boy, who's not turned up again.
Yeah.
Probably pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you thinking with the track strategy? I suppose the track itself and strategy. What's the thought process?
Track itself, absolutely hate it. Think it's shit. It's one of them tracks. It's quite a technical track for thinking it's one of the first tracks. As soon as you get the game, you start a career mode. It's the first track you do. Do you know what I mean? It's what I class as a fairly basic track. I don't think it's hard to do, but I think it has technical parts to it that can cost you a lot.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know how you felt, but turns 1 and 2, I just had no grip, absolutely no grip at all. It's. I think it is a technical track, but that could be skill as well. I was trialing that trail braking thing for 8 nights, and I kind of struggled with it a bit, so that definitely didn't help. Its tire wear is quite heavy here, especially on the rears. I was noticing. I was kind of, even looking on the other POVs, it was kind of anywhere from 10 to 15% more wear on the rear. It's a medium, hard medium for me. Don't think softs even come into the equation, unless it's late, very late. It's you know what?
I think it was a medium hard for me.
It is a track where I think people are susceptible to making mistakes. I think. So outright pace isn't gonna. Outright pace in quali mightn't be enough to do the job. I don't think anyway.
No, I agree. I think it's one of them tracks. Like I said, you were saying it's technical. I think it has technical parts. Like turn 1, 2, 3, turn 8, turn 10 are very technical, and you can gain or lose a hell of a lot of time there. I think this is one of them tracks that, as well, the less assists you run, the harder it is.
Yeah,
especially in them areas I've just mentioned.
I'm only going off myself. I noticed the tire wear was savage. Obviously, look, I had LF behind me with 5, 6, 7 laps to go. I was 8 seconds ahead. Oh, teabag, that's in the pits. I would think. I was about 8 seconds ahead of him with kind of 6, 7 laps to go, and I just lost all grip anywhere, and he caught me and gapped me by 2 seconds. I don't know about you, but there was a couple of really strange drive-throughs on Friday night. The delta on this game is as bad, if not worse, than the last one. You know, you can be a tenth in the red, and if the VSC comes in at that point, it doesn't give you any time to get it into the green. You get a drive-through. So I think maybe I was being a bit overcautious, and that's what cost me time under the VSC. But as I learned with the speed in the pit lane, it's, you know, the penalty is far worse than losing a second or two on track.
Yeah, we saw a drive through right at the start for a jump start, actually, in Tier 2. And I think there was a couple of drive-throughs given as well under VSCs, speeding under the VSC. And as you said, the deltas are wild here. I also find when a full safety car's out as well, it does not allow you to catch up if you are at the back.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Look, I don't know how a delta works in real life. I presume the engineers in the rear are they reduce to a certain speed, but like to go from 2 seconds in the green down to a half a second in the red in 4 seconds, and next thing you get it back into the green and all of a sudden it's back up over 2 seconds. It doesn't seem right to me, and it catches people out, unfortunately, and it does ruin races, probably through no fault of your own, like, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. So it is what it is. I think a bit of caution is the way to go.
Definitely caution's advised under VSC safety car conditions, just for that delta. As you say, we know they're fairly wild, but I have found I've not been on the receiving end of a penalty, but I've been there while people are being very cautious. And, you know, at some points I'm sat 4 seconds in the green behind a car thinking, you know, come on, I'm losing time here.
Yeah, that's it, and it can be frustrating because you're saying 4 seconds green, they could be saying a half second, and it is frustrating, but you just don't know what the guy ahead is doing.
Hounder with a brilliant lap of 30.4 puts himself P5.
Yeah, he was. I fancy Kane Lowry for pole here, or yeah, I do, but maybe not. You know, again, I think this is a track where consistency is key. A lot of races could be ruined within the first 5 seconds of the race as well, so that's up to the drivers. My turn one was fairly hairy on Friday night. I didn't outbrake myself, but I moved in off the outside half a car's weight, and it was a slightly contacted sandwich. We all got through, but I think if you can get through turns 1 and 2 here, it's a great track for overtaking. There's so many places you can overtake, and you don't need to force it. There's just 3 DRS zones as well, and you can make an overtake at the end of the 3 of them, depending on your setup, your wings. I found myself I was running a lot higher wings than I intended to do, and I'm so glad I did, because with the tyre wear, if I was on what I had planned, I'd have been in big trouble, I think.
Yeah, I think this year the wings are a lot higher than you actually think.
Yeah.
To be honest, I looked at my setup, and the setup I created, I think, was when the game first came out, and I looked at the wings and I thought, oh my god, they're ridiculously high. And then just listening in the chats to what people were running, and I realised that they weren't that high. Actually, it was pretty much average. Yeah.
I think it's so different to the last game. I mean, we were running 4, 5, 6 at Monza, if not lower. Actually, we weren't. The Monza was like 0-2 or something like that.
Yeah, 0-0 was a big thing at Monza last year.
Yeah, it was, and even a lot of setups that I kind of tested for Monza last week, it seemed to be a higher rear wing, kind of 4-7, 5-7, 4-6, and I just couldn't do anything with it. Ended up running 9-8. Yeah, I think I've seen the way guys are still making mistakes on this game. Like, the games have changed since 2020, and you know, 2-3 games in, it's the same people making the same mistakes, and I've just gone from that. My setups used to be always on the edge, on the limit. I used to love a slippery rear, just battling the car all the time. Just not interested in that anymore. I just want stable, stress-free driving.
I'd laugh at you saying you love a slippery rear, to be honest. I got Lutman on a lap. He was improving, but he's invalidated.
I'm rusty, lad. I can't use words anymore. Games will be given out to.
Curly's almost 8 tenths under his time, so he's improving massively. But hindsight crossed the line in front of him. Hindsight improves up to P11. I think Curly improved there as well. He did P13, so Curly's through, and both the Mercedes there have just knocked out Brad and Zonneveld. So we're losing Dave, who had a quali ban, Saki, Zonneveld, and Brad from that session.
Yeah, I just looking in the chat there. Some guys were running 42, 36 for Web, 36, 32 from Terriers. I think I ran 38, 35 myself. 37,
I think I was
34
about
maybe.
30, 36, 33, I think.
Yeah, well, it was like that practice we did around Spain. I don't know what they were. It was low 30s, and I think we were talking about setups, and the least likely setup had like 39, 34 wings, and I was like, well, that's not going to work, and it was the fastest setup.
Yeah,
And
it's strange.
do you know what I noticed here? Because my concern was um, straight line speed, and it doesn't always work out that the lowest wings will be the lowest on the straight. So what I was finding during testing, I think I started off originally at like 33, 31, and I was getting such bad cornering that when I put the wings up to 38, 35, that I was getting such a better exit out of the last corner that the delta wasn't really coming down until towards the end of the straight, where perhaps the car behind is going to be close enough anyway. So I think that's key as well. Cornering on this game is key.
Yeah, definitely. I think more so than previous games, like you say. Like we mentioned Monza on the last game. You know, you were running the lowest wings you possibly could,
Yeah,
and that was the fastest way around it. Whereas this game, the downforce is more important. And Monza, you know, as Colby mentioned last week while watching it on comms, is Monza's mainly straight. You've only got turns 1 and 2, the next chicane, and then Ascari. Other than that, it's flat out pretty much. But them corners make a massive difference in your lap time,
yeah,
and having the downforce for them corners helps so much.
Absolutely, and just there's no question. I know for a fact there was guys behind me that they were running a lot lower wings, but again, as I said, it was just getting such better exits. Way.
There we go. Matey
I was
boys
just
finished on the piss.
I was getting such better exits that I was never under threat of being overtaken from behind. In fact, I was closer to the car ahead. Like I was talking to Albie after, I was behind Albie for a few laps, and I was gaining on him if anything, and he was running, I think it was like 4.6 and 9.8. So
Yeah.
I think, look, I know I've spoken about the whole trailer braking thing, and it makes such a huge difference. It's an easy thing to do over one lap, but doing it for every corner over a 50% race, like I watched my stream back, and the inputs on the brake are just all over the place. Some of them are perfect, some of them are just desperate. But I think guys need to be adventurous. I'm at my limit in terms of pace with my ability and my grip levels, and no TC and feathering the throttle. I'm at my limit with that. So I think guys need to just maybe test the waters and other things. But it's the difference that trail braking makes. I can't explain how, like, the car just turns. It's like the car is turning on its own. It's phenomenal, but it's difficult. I'm looking at look at all the top 5 or 6 fastest guys in this league, and watch their streams, and they're all trail braking. It's just one of them things. It's hard to nail, very hard to nail.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of them things you need to be able to put the practice in to keep it up, and it's different for every track as well. It's one you have to be on top of your practice for, which
Yeah.
unfortunately I'm not. So I tend to drive an F1 car like you'd ride a MotoGP bike. I try and steer it with a rear, which is bad for tyre wear and
Yeah,
bad for low grip tracks.
it's just it was always mesmerizing to me how I could have the likes of maybe Pink LF, Tom Taylor, Rabico. I could have these guys behind me, knowing that I have far more downforce than they do, and I'm getting closed on in high downforce sections of track and can't figure out what the issue is, and that is the issue. One thing I want to mention about Bahrain actually, and looking at the times, we could possibly be maybe doing it again. Track evolution didn't happen for me in Q2. The times got slower across the board in Q2. Not quite sure why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely did. Everyone was down 2 or 3 tenths.
I set the exact same lap time in Q1 and Q2, and then improved by half a second in Q3.
Yeah, there was a drop off for Q2 when I went back then again for Q3, but unfortunately I didn't get there.
Get good.
Yeah, still finished P4 though.
All right, let's not go there. Let's not go
there.
Yeah. Just want to jump in the comments there. We've had someone called Only the Dave 85 saying, "All right, lads, talking to Chris before, and he was telling me about this league. I was looking at the possibility of joining.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot, I promise. I've sent you a link there for the Discord. Is it on YouTube or just Twitch? Yeah, we stream on YouTube as well. That'll be a Friday night. We have tier 1 and 2 run on Friday night. So one runs on the YouTube, one runs on the Twitch. Tier 3 is always on Twitch.
The only issue here is he says he's not an idiot.
But he knows
T-Bag
Chris.
said, yeah, stating the obvious. T-Bag said Dave wasn't an idiot, and that worked out well.
Dave took T-Bag out last round.
I'm still watching that video, lad, honestly.
Yeah, it was rough.
It's the inevitable, you just cannot stop. You're on the grass, you know what's going to happen. Next thing, bang. Oh! No!
That's it. I did the exact same thing myself. I think it was in the sprint race. I pressed the brakes, realised the car was just not stopping. I couldn't move left because I think I had terriers on the left of me. So I've tried to cut the corner to the right, and I've ended up bumping wheels with someone there. Not quite as bad as Dave's, but yeah, it's a terrifying moment. Do you know what I mean? You're on the brakes. There's fuck all you can do. You're just a passenger at that point.
Yeah, it's actually, I was having this with I think in the Ferrari group that I've never broke myself, and JJ pointed out that I did it with him at Mexico. Just broke myself. Can't remember where, but he avoided. I got through. But the one that sticks out in my mind is China season 7. I'm gonna say, coming down the back straight, flat to the board. I'm on the inside. And I'm like, I'm never on the inside. Oh, what do I do? Broke late, and there was the exact width of an F1 car between T-Bag and Joy, and I just went straight through it.
I remember that's the closest near miss I think I've ever seen. Just want to point out, Terry is saying bumping wheels with a laughing face. Look, from my point of view, it was a wheel bump. All right, I've seen your point of view. Maybe it was worse, but we'll go from my point of view, mate. I can only judge what I saw. Got Jackie just coming up to the end of his lap now. 1 corner to go.
Yeah, mate, he says he can't select a car. I think joining in Q2, I think you have to wait till you get to the race strategy screen, I believe.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it changes every game.
Yeah, I'm fairly rusty with the old comms, and nobody's been in my house all day, and the heat inside in this room is frightening. I think like every part of me is just damp.
Yeah, it started raining a couple of hours ago here, so I ran and stood outside in back garden enjoying the rain. You know, it's been too warm this week. One of the lads decided to buy thermal gloves at work as well. So I've been wearing thermal gloves in the middle of a heat wave, which has been a bit of a nightmare.
You know, I sound like a broken record at this stage, Clay, but Bachman do up there again setting the pace. Um, he has so much pace.
This is the thing though, is he can't convert it in a race, and
Yeah,
this is no
look,
disrespect to Bark. You know, I enjoy watching him, and I like the fact that he runs no assists, and to see him do it and do it so well, you know, it's brilliant to see. But he cannot convert it. He's done this for seasons, number of seasons now. He cannot convert it.
yeah. Look, he's the most rear-ended man I've ever known in my life, which doesn't help in terms of, you know, being knocked off track and things like that. Um, Again, that's just an awareness thing. Like, I when I'm driving with guys, I know guys that brake late, I know the guys that brake early. That's just an awareness that every individual driver needs to have. That's racecraft. You need to know what you're racing with. But yeah, I agree. I don't think his quality pace is better than his race pace.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think then Kane Lowry, I'm going to look back, but I'm not sure how many. I don't think he has too many poles this season, but his race pace is just off the charts. And he's leading the championship well. It's the only tier where there's quite a significant gap between P1 and P2. It's just his race pace and his tyre management.
Your mic's a bit laggy, lad.
Yeah, yours is doing the same. Well, it's probably me. Sorry.
Yeah, you're Irish. It's definitely you.
All right.
No, but as you were saying there, you know, Kane Lowry, we've said, what, 5 seasons now, Kane Lowry's one that we always tip for a title challenge. He's another lad who runs no assists. He's always shown pace, but it's just not quite worked out. He's been caught in incidents or made an unlucky mistake in a race, and you know, he's been up there, I think, season 3, season 4, where we had a 5-way battle into the final race for the championship. He was involved in that, but fell short. This season, he's been so consistent. He seems to have nailed them mistakes out of his, you know, he's eyeing them mistakes out. He looks nailed on for a championship.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Clay. He seems to be in a different level to me, or he seems to be at a different level this season. And like, if you look at it, I just had to look back. He's 53 points ahead in the championship. He's had a pole at Spain. That's it. So
Wow.
And you know, I could look at his stats again, but I'm not sure how many race wins he has. I'm pretty sure he's been on the podium every week. And you know, we see that here with previous drivers who we shall not name. You can go a full season without a race win and win a title. It's just about consistency.
Yeah, I remember that Alpine season. What, rate 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
My teammate in Tier 2 didn't have a single podium, but won the championship. We won the Constructors. The fact I had more race wins than him, but I finished P8 in the championship, you know, it says it all. Consistency is key. It always has been, to be fair.
The thing is, consistency is key, right? And I'm just going to use me as an example here because my quali pace is poor. Now, I'm in a tier of aliens, but I'm just about making tier or Q3. I've missed it twice in 7 races, so I've made Q3 in 5 races, and I'm still kind of P7, P8, P9, things like that. I'm only 11 points off the championship, off the lead of the championship, and that's because I'm consistently finishing P3, P4, P5, that kind of way. No, I got a race win last week due to a penalty, but by and large, it's them consistent. The consistent high scores far outweigh winning, DNFing, podium, DNF, or you know, that kind of way.
Well, that's it. You know, you look at Tier 3. Me and you do comms normally, week in, week out. Obviously, the last 2 weeks, Scoop has been here, but if you look at the battles at the front of Tier 3, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'd say a good 7, 8 out of 10 times, it ends up with 2 of the leading cars down the pack.
Yeah, that's the thing. It happens. Guys just tend to take risks. Me, I'm the complete opposite. I think you're you're not as reserved as me, but you don't take unnecessary risks.
No, no.
Um, like I just, and again, look, there's nothing wrong with maybe a slightly more aggressive driving style. As long as you remain within the rule book, it's fine. I'm not going to name names because I got slaughtered for it the last time, but there is a couple of drivers towards the top end that I would find overly aggressive. A bit. Not overly aggressive, that's wrong. Slightly more aggressive than what I'd like, but then that's probably normal because I'm a granny. But is it worth it? Is it worth that extra 2 or 3 points to make that move on the last lap to cost yourself 10 positions? No, it's not for me, personally.
That's it. I think it depends on how you look at it. I know, obviously, the famous saying, if you never go for a gap that exists, then you're no longer a racing driver. But this is different, you know. It's as you say, it's about the long game. It's not about maximum points every single week. It's not. I think the only championships that have ever been won off someone absolutely at the front maximum points every week is Tier 1, when we've had obviously Drofters past and Pink Eye last season. Other than that, the championship's normally won on consistency. It's nothing to do with scoring maximum points. Oh, has Chris improved? But he's just been knocked down by his teammate Venom. Venom close behind, picking up a slipstream, and has knocked Chris out.
Also is on a lap as well.
He's only got one run at it. He's not got a time on the board. We've got Nerf on a lap as well, just on board with Nerf at the moment.
I'd actually be back in 1 second there, bud.
Apologies, I missed Nerf's sector split there. Just less than a tenth. Well, half a tenth. Scotty improves, goes up to P4. Across the line now, got Hindsight. Didn't improve. Steve didn't improve. Nerf Pack did, but only manages P11. See what Curly can manage now. He's 4 tenths up. We've got Osso across the line first. Did have a car just ahead of him then. What does Osso manage? 31 flat. Puts himself P13. Curly across the line, P13. Yeah, also saying mistake after mistake. I don't want to say it, but that's what happens when you leave it for one lap. I don't know if you went out earlier and maybe had a mistake or something, but yeah, very close. Your top 8 covered by less than 3 tenths, and then a 4 tenth gap down to P9, which is a massive gap, P8 to P9 to be fair. But losing Luckman, Osso, Curly, Chris, and Nerf Pack. Hound saying he did improve. Yeah, apologies, mate. I was looking at positioning, not just time. I saw that you hadn't moved up, which is why I said you hadn't improved. But we're going to Q3 now. This is the one that matters for that pole position. Fairly long run into turn 1, so maybe P1 isn't the best position to be in. We'll see what happens. I know turns 1 and 2 off the race start were fairly clean last week, which is what we want to see. Monza obviously notorious for in turn 1 and 2. Also saying it's the pressure, the pressure, I think. I think it's more than the pressure, mate. I think you're You're washed. You're washed, lad. You're not as good as you were. No, all jokes, all jokes. But you know, you were up there last season. I'm a bit surprised to see you struggling this season, to be honest. Got Ashik out on a lap. He is the first car on track, so we'll jump on board, stick on board with him. Ashik's shown some serious pace this season, but unfortunately he's been involved in a couple of incidents which has seen him out of the race. Which, you know, has helped Kane Lowry just pull away at the front of the championship, to be honest. I think Ashik would have been his closest challenger. But him and Scotty are coming together in Spa. I think Ashik's had a penalty from an incident as well recently, rear-ending someone. It's definitely close. Scotty's showing pace. Jackie's shown a real turn of form as well. He's been up the past couple of races. Apologies. Also saying this is the only track he could make Q3. Yeah, it's a shame, because this is one of the worst tracks on the game, mate. Obviously, we were supposed to be running Vegas tonight for the first time, but due to some questionable track limit sections in Vegas, we decided to remove it from the calendar. We opted for Bahrain, but yeah, it's a bad track. As Scotty, 29.8. Oh, Teabag 29.6. Fastest lap we've seen so far, though. From Teabag, Kane Lowry 29.8. Venom 30.5. Ashik 29.6. Back to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, that Williams team in this tier is
yeah, it's so strong, so strong.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the nature of going to a new game. They didn't show that pace in pre-season. So
yeah, that's it. That's it. You know, we do the best job we can, making it fair, making it even. And to be fair, the Williams team are strong in this tier. They're a bit weaker in other tiers. So it all evens itself out anyway.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Jackie up there as well at 29.6. And I would just mention while you were away then, but Jackie's shown a real turn of form and consistency recently. As Bark's improving again on his second run, but he's no ERS. I don't know how he's improving. He said he was over a 10th under at Sector 1. Hound's not out of the pits yet.
Yeah, but unfortunately there for Northpack, the game has decided to kick him out of the lobby. He's struggling to get back in. It's quite like, you know, you can deal with game glitches. You know, it's a game, it happens. But this shouldn't be happening at this point. You know, you should be able to rejoin the lobby. it's not complicated.
Yeah, I fired Nerf another invite. Obviously seen his comments saying that he was out.
Yeah, a tight Q3. Bit of a gap from P1 to P9, but it's a steady gap in around 4 to 5 tenths, covering the top 6 at the minute.
Yeah, it was. If I'm honest, it were close. The end of Q2, you had, I think it was 4 tenths covering the top 8, and then there was a massive gap from P8 to P9. Then about 4 or 5 tenths just from them 2 positions. We've got Jackie coming into the pits now as well. So everyone has done the first run. I am just going to run for a smoke myself, so I'll be back shortly.
No, very good.
Ferrari have had far and away the most success, and will be looking to add another win this year. But they'll surely be nervous looking at the competition around them. Bahrain became the 3rd country to host a race like the front after Singapore and Abu Dhabi. The shift in start time significantly changed the track temperature and opened up new strategies.
I will go to the live stream and see who plays on board with. It is Ashik, and he is on an outlap. One of 3 cars. We got Venom, Steve on an outlap, Chip just coming out. I'd expect some big improvements here. A couple of guys in the pits waiting for track evolution. A couple of guys just want to get the lap out of the way. It is something I do as well, to be completely honest. I cut it fine a couple of times trying to take advantage of track evolution, crossing the line with 10 seconds to go, and just the adrenaline of trying to get around to make the line cost me, because I couldn't do the lap when I got to it. So yeah, I tend to leave the pits now with, depending on the length of the lap, 2 to 2.5 minutes left in the session, a bit more maybe. And yeah, a couple of guys here saying pressure and quali. I agree. I don't know what it is this season. I am feeling pressure in a quali situation. Never happened before. Don't know why, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Jackie going very deep, or Ashik going a bit deep. They're going to ride on board with him for this lap and see what he can do. He's backed out. Yeah, I think he definitely went very deep into turn 1. So if he has enough fuel, he's okay. If he doesn't, it's a bit tight for time. Yeah, 128. Yeah, unless he has fuel, he's not getting back out. So hopefully he does have enough fuel. He's turned his battery off to recharge. I'll bounce around with someone else. Stick on with Steve and see what Steve can do, as North has rejoined, so that's good. See what Steve can do as he's coming through the straight at sector 2. DRS wide open into this kind of slippery left-hander, takes a lot of apex curb there. Definitely saw him now a small, but see what his sector 2 split time is, and he is going for it. So I don't get a sector 2 split because he hasn't set a lap yet. Good man, Dan. Let's see what he can do heading towards the last corner. Takes that very nicely in fourth, powers to the line. I've absolutely no idea what kind of a time this will be. It's a 29.9. It's a decent lap for Steve into the 29s. That's 6 drivers now into the 29s. I believe Chip is next across the line. slightly over on his time, but that last corner, yeah, he's back into the pits and he is done. P8 at best for Chip Hazard.
And I'm back. Got no one improving so far. Ashik, half a tenth over sector 1.
Steve creeping into the 29s there with a decent lap time. It's very tight in quali. The last runs, a couple of guys on their out laps though as well. Trying to see who's next across the line, but I believe it would be Venom. I think he's the furthest along.
Ashik improved by 4 tenths in sector 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about Ashik actually. 4 tenths, come on.
But will he have enough fuel? It's flashing.
That's madness. That is
29.2.
That's 8 times faster than my Q2 lap.
Barks improved by a tenth at sector 1. Venom's into the pits. Hindsight's 5 tenths under sector 1. So I think Bark will be the next across the line. That time from Ashik is rapid.
Yeah, it's only a tenth off tier 2 pole time and only a couple of tenths off tier 1, but it's to say it's the age old argument, Clay. What do? We got 10 drivers in every tier that could drive in the next tier.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it. I think this is one of the games where the times are the closest. This is one of the seasons where, across all 3 tiers, if I'm honest, you've got an argument for every driver being able to race in the tier above or the tier below, depending on the track. Bark does improve, goes to P4. Hindsight improves, P9. Kane Lowry's 3 tenths under. Scotty across the line, P2, 29.5. Kane Lowry now 5 tenths under at sector 2.
This is going to be tight. If he can nail the last corner, he has 1 braking zone, and if he nails it, that's going to be a 28.
I think he's on for a 29.2, 29.3. 29.1. Oh, Kane taking that pole. We're saying Ashik's rapid, but Kane goes and does that.
But you know what? You'll see pole tweets, and you're saying, "Oh, it could have been P6 in tier 1." The reality is, we've seen Kane Lowry, Ashik, Scotty, Teabag, Jackie, Bark, Steve, I think Captain. They've all raced in tier 1, and the times they set aren't a million miles away from what they do in tier 3. It's the race pace and the consistency, for me, that's the biggest difference between the tiers. I've had this conversation with several people. It's that's the defining thing. Like, I'd have been P7 here. I'd have been starting P7 in tier 3. So that pay, that race pace.
I think I'd have been below that, mate. I think I'd have been P8. I think I set a 29.9 in Q3. That was my fastest lap time.
That's the same as mine. I set a 29.9 as well, and I'm not surprised that I set a 29.9, but the lap felt as good as I could have done. I didn't feel there was any more in it. I might have got a tenth or two, but there certainly wasn't going to be 8 or 9 tenths.
No, exactly the same, mate. I didn't feel like I made a mistake on that lap. It felt smooth, felt good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what we strive for. Tier 3, I think, has come on strength to strength, season after season. And Tier 3, to be honest, I mean, look at how some of the lads who've moved up from here have done. Some of the lads, like Gameful, he's holding his own in Tier 2. He's doing well in Tier 2. Ashik, I know he was Tier 2 for the last couple of seasons. And I've had a fair few battles with him, and you know, his race pace maybe let him down a little bit while he was in Tier 2. Didn't pick this game up straight away, but he's looking good now.
Yeah, definitely. I think I lost my train of thought. Robin walked in. Yeah, so looking ahead to this race, I think strategy, you'll get Jackie starting on hards, the usual kind of thing. It depends how this plays out. There was a couple of VSCs Friday night in Tier 1, so it impacted the hard runners. I think Pink did 20 odd laps on the mediums, his wear was up over 70%. I think anyone that starts on the softs, I just don't see how that's going to work out, and I'm going to say Matey Boy. I might be wrong, I'm going to say Matey Boy. They just don't, they're not going to last. Like, I mean, 6 laps in on the mediums, and I was feeling it, you know.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's whether or not you're relying on a safety car, and more times than not, it screws your strategy relying on that safety car.
Absolutely.
Here we go, 5 lights, and away we go. Ashik looks like he got a good start there. Scotty absolutely flying. Ashik up the inside of Kane into turn 1. Ashik in the lead of the race. Teabag up the inside of Scotty as well. So Teabag, side by side there. Yeah, Teabag's took P3. I think Teabag's on the hard tyre as well. We'll just throw the tyres up now. No one starting on the softs.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to run through there, and I must say, super turn 1 lap 1. Credit goes due.
Absolutely brilliant there. And Matey Boy must have heard J's on the mediums.
That's why he said it. Yeah, top job. Ashik just getting a mega launch compared to Kane Lowry. Interested to see how strategy plays out in terms of a race win. Let's be with respect. You're looking at Teabag, Jackie, maybe Hound. So it'll be interesting to see how that strategy plays out in terms of safety cars, VSCs. As I said, it's a slippy track. You can lose it. Quite tight, actually, at the minute, Clay.
Yeah, very tight. If I'm honest, I'm a bit surprised to see Ashik pull over a second in that first lap. I thought Kane would be a lot closer, but as you say, it's one of them tracks where, you know, running no assists, as we know Kane does, it's definitely difficult. Difficult. So he's probably going to take a couple laps to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, judging off of this, it's Teabag going to take him pretty soon, and it'll be the 2 Williams to drive off into the sunset, or battle each other and crap. one or the other. Yeah, as I said to you, it is for me, the grip here is just non-existent. But looking at turns 1 and 2, Kane Lowry on OTC pulled away from Teabag, who's on full, so hard to call it, very hard to call it, but it's quite congested. P1 to P14 pretty much within a second of each other.
Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you there to PVR. That'll be Mr. Pink Eye subscribing there.
Yeah, appreciate that. Mega stuff.
Thank you very much, mate.
Just want to point out as well, I think it's a 2nd or 3rd week in a row consecutively with 3 full tiers, 3 full grids. It's more or less the same all season, so that's where we're at. That's the level we're at, racing with 20 drivers. Quality of driving was questionable in some of the tiers at the start of the season, but that's calmed down. Guys getting used to the new game, so I think we're back at it again, back to where we were. Best league out there, no question. Yeah,
I think that's been a staple of the past, I'd say 6 seasons, 7 seasons, to be honest. Season 1, I think we had a few questionable bits. Other than that, it's been consistent since then.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened to Brad, but he has pitted and popped the hards on, so he's lost a lot of time. He's 24 seconds down.
Yeah, the thing is, Clay, and this statement is factual and evidence based. Guys that are interested in league racing.
Ooh, Saki's lost it. Turn 2.
Saki, unfortunately. But yeah, guys that are interested in league racing and genuinely want to commit to a league, want to invest in a league, want to be part of a league and a community. Guys that join here with that intention don't leave. It's as simple as that. And
Yeah.
anyone that's only here to mess about, it just doesn't last. Simple as that. So.
Well, that's exactly it. You look at, as you say, across all 3 tiers, the full-time drivers across the 3 tiers, I'd say a good 70-80% of them have been here for at least 4 seasons.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got a lot of guys who turn up. They might find the league randomly, whatever. They turn up, they get involved, they enjoy it, and then that's it. Then they stay. I know, obviously, over the past couple of seasons, being in different teams, speaking to Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 drivers, there's a lot of guys who've then decided to give up all other leagues to stick and commit to this one. As Chris makes it past Chip. Oh, as he did side by side into turn 1.
Out of nowhere, and Chip is going to hang it there as well. Gets a bit twatty. Ooh, not twatty. I meant to say tappy. Chris seems to be on a charge. He's deploying heavily as well.
Also making it past Nerf there around the outside of turn 4.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been looking at this Scotty and Hone. Scotty's dropping off the back of Giacchino on the mediums as well. Hone is pretty close to the back of Scotty. Hone has shown decent pace here. Kane Lowry back within that DRS. That DRS is absolutely crucial here. There's going to be a lot of DRS trains, which kind of negates the whole advantage, but you don't want to be at the front of that, especially down the pit straight.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting to see how the differing strategies play out here. As I said a minute ago as well, Kane Lowry now within DRS of Ashik, so maybe Kane's got into the swing of things. Hindsight's dropping.
Yeah, just that turn, the left-hander before the Corbadette, or what used to be the Corbadette that you can now touch, thank God.
Dave goes round the outside of him there as well, so Dave up to P17.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if he pits. I didn't get onto it straight away. He was coming away from the barrier. He doesn't look to have damage from the way he's driving, and he is staying out. So yeah, just unfortunately a bit of a slip there. Speaking to Captain Hindsight quite a bit this week, he's messing around with his springs.
Osso's had a moment there out of turn 2. Almost collected his teammate there, Lutman. It looks like he's got a run on him into turn 4. Zonny Veld following him through as well. Shame there for Osso. Bit of a moment. It's cost him 2 places.
That's what I'm saying. The grip, the lack of grip through turns 1 and 2 is incredible. I've nearly been so many times there myself. Friday night, it's just there's literally no grip at all.
Yeah, Kane seems to be pushing as well. He's half a second now behind Ashik, so it looks like he's got that confidence now. Got them opening laps out the way, tyres warmed up fully. He knows his braking marks and.
Whoa, Zonneveld, no man.
Saki is out. Saki's out of the race, and that's the safety car.
That safety car should be named after Saki, to be honest.
We can't call it the Saki car, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, he was on board there with King Luckman, North, and Zonneville down the DRS straight, sector 2. Luckman had no ERS, went up the inside on the corner in there. North getting a better drive out, Zonneville and North making around the outside. Then just before the braking zone, Zonneville makes a jump up the inside of North Pack with Luckman on the inside, makes it 3 wide on the exit. They got through there, but I can tell you now, that would have been scary. But yeah.
So we see Luckman pit as well. Hindsight has pitted. I didn't see if there's any damage there.
I don't think he has. King Luckman's gone on the hards. That's a mistake for me.
It's a bit early.
Yeah, captain was down there anyway, so he's thinking trying a fresh set of mediums. I don't have a whole pile to lose. 6 laps in. There's no way Luckman can get them to the end. Not a chance.
As Brad's back into the pits as well now. What does he pop on? He pops on a fresh set of mediums. So this is another thing we've spoke about numerous races, to be honest. In quali, do you know how you can pick your tyre allocation for the weekend?
Yeah.
You find it worthwhile taking that extra set of mediums?
I used never do it, and no, I always do it. And you know why? I've come to the conclusion, like I'll pick the second set of mediums. I tend to put in a strong lap, first lap Q1, but I tend to end up having to drop onto the softs. But the way I'm looking at this is the best I can do if I get to Q3 is P7, P8, P9, no matter how many sets of tyres I have. It's just worth it for me bringing that second set in. I don't need to use them, but they're there.
Yeah, it's one of them. I know I've been involved in numerous incidents within the early stages of a race, pitting, finding myself to pit for a new wing or whatever, popping a set of hards on, and then when the safety car comes out later, I sit there thinking, I need that extra set of tyres. So the option of having that extra set of mediums there, it can save races. I know last week at Monza, obviously I had a very bad start. I ended up down in P18 at one point, but popping an extra set of mediums on, I managed to get back to, what was it, P9 after penalties. So, what was a disaster of a race sort of comes back. And if I'm honest, the main reason is I don't think I'm fast enough to qualify on the mediums, ever.
Yeah, I think I find myself in that place as well, but I agree, and it depends on the track as well. At Zandvoort, with the safety car, I dipped in for the second set of mediums. I lost 2. I can't remember exactly. However many positions I lost, I did regain them purely based on grip. It was just the timing. If there was another 2 laps, I think I'd have gained, but I didn't lose anything. But yeah, it just, it's so hard. And this is another thing I think that makes a big difference to drivers and where they finish. It's just knowing what you're going to do, having that game plan in place. I know myself, I know what I'm doing, but sometimes the safety car comes out and I panic, and it's like you're trekking through all the menus, and next thing you end up going off the track, or you get a speeding pit lane, or it depends when it comes
when you're throwing your MFD up, flicking between windows, trying to sort out whether you need a wing change or not, changing the tyres from your initial strategy. I understand what you're saying. It is quite stressful. We have got the safety car in this message. Matey Boy and Curtis swapped positions briefly there, but they have swapped back. Ashik has got us going. We are back racing. And Kane not caught sleeping. Kane got a good start there.
Yeah, there's quite a spread now. A lot of them did get caught sleeping too.
Yeah, further down the order, see Bark obviously lost the second, and also briefly lost the second to Nerf, but he looks to have gained it back through turn 1 and 2. Kane all over the back of Ashik now though. He's looking to capitalise on a mistake, but I think Teabag and Jackie here at the moment, and Hound as well, being on the hard tyres still, they're looking good. As Dave's dropping down the order a bit there, what's happened to Dave? He's lost the position to Luckman and Hindsight. Mechanical says game suggests lap 14 medium to hards. So the lads who've pitted already have gone early.
Yeah, as I said, it's become a clue stopper now for them. 100% even the hards. Yeah, they can't do 22 laps. I think, yeah, I don't think so, unless you're good. I think it has become a clue stopper now for Captain and Keane Luckman and Ralphie. Well, it's a three stopper for Ralphie at this stage, but yeah, just got to see how that plays out.
Kane all over the back of Ashik now. Is he going to make a move into turn one? He doesn't. I thought he had the pace there. I thought he was going to get alongside into the braking zone, but he didn't. He backed out. Whether he thinks he's got the run into turn four now. As Wab says, the hard soft works here. Yeah, that's brave. That's brave.
Come on, Web. Come on, lad.
You've moved up now. You're supposed to be more sensible, lad.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me anyway. Personally, that's just me. No way, not a hope. All right, you can do it, but how many laps can you do in the softs? You can do. You'd only want to be doing 6 or 7 laps on the softs, 8 maybe.
Curly's just lost 2 positions. He's lost one to Lutman at the start. Oh, Lutman looks like he's got past Matey Boy. Matey Boy had a big wiggle out of turn 10 then. Has he got him? No, Matey Boy's kept the position. Surprised by that. He really lost the rear out of turn 10 then.
Yeah, do you know what I must say? Aside from the safety car, which was unfortunate. It's been a mega race so far. It's just clean as a whistle. Exactly what we want to be watching every week.
As Dave has a snap of oversteer there as well. Out of turn 12. Brad gets past him.
Yeah, if I'm Dave, I'm just getting to the end and serving my 5th place, but I don't experience.
Yeah, I spoke to him before the race. He accidentally joined the comms chat instead of the lead chat.
A Dave thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a good job I'd not started the stream, but you know. Yeah, he was talking about starting on the softs, and I talked him straight out of that and told him to just focus on. Oh, Jackie's dropping! Jackie's dropping!
Oh no, Jackie's had a moment. Yeah, he's banged through sector 1. Unfortunate, he's back on it. At least plenty of space for Captain, who sneaks through, and bit of a loss for Jackie there, though. That is.
Yeah, that's bad for Jackie, is it? I feel like a bit of a curse of the commentator there, you know, speaking about him earlier, saying how consistent he's looked recently and how well he's done at the front of the grid.
Do you know what, Clay, as well? The constructors is mega tight. We're at the halfway point now, round 8, 7 rounds to go after this, and the top 5 are you know, there's 80, 90 points between the top 5. P6, P7 aren't a million miles away from it either. It's hard to call it at this stage. Williams look to be very, very, very strong, but it's incredibly tight. It is very, very tight.
But that's it. We've seen it over the seasons now. You know, one good race weekend swings it so much.
Yeah, this is classic Kane Lowry as well. Scotty and Teabag, Hound, rinsing their DRS to try and stay within DRS. Kane Lowry cruising along on full, using Ashik's DRS to stay close. And Ashik's going to have to start deploying soon, and it's only a matter of time before Kane Lowry takes him.
Nerves dropping down as well.
Yeah.
Looks like he's lost it at turn 4 to the back of the pack. Yeah. Just jumping on the comments there, we've got Wab saying the hard soft works. He says, I swear it does. I got beat by someone who's done it. I felt violated. Pink Eye saying softs are a terrible choice unless there's a late safety car. Wab saying, I reckon Kane will do a medium softs.
Yeah, I fully agree with Pink. The softs are not a race there. As we have a yellow flag again in sector 3. Dave back past Captain, whatever happened there. Tell you what, Liz, King Luckman also and Zanaville are having a right good go here, as King Luckman absolutely violates the corner, picking up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Not ideal for Luckman, especially if there's a late safety car. Chip getting past Chris. It's all happening.
Yeah, Kane Lowry. Oh, Scotty's past T-Bag. I wondered if Kane was going to go for the move on Ashik there as well. He looked like he got a good run. Still got 100% ERS. He is just cruising at the moment.
This is what I was saying. T-Bag was rinsing just to stay on the back. Ran out, lost DRS. Scotty takes him. Hard to know what to do in them situations. Do you just leave Kane Lowry off and think about the car behind, or do you try and stay on him? I always try to stay for the DRS, and no matter how stupid it is or whether it works or not, I always deploy to try and stay within that DRS window, but it doesn't always work out. T-Bag will have the opportunity now to recharge. I think he's quick enough, and he's definitely at this stage on the better tyre, so I think he can just use the DRS, stay on the back of Scotty, recharge his battery, and go from there, a couple of laps in.
Yeah, exactly that. T-Bag's on the alternate strategy here, and he's not in a bad position at all. Neither's Hound. You know, Hound, what, 8 seconds, 7 seconds off the lead on the harder tyre.
Just looking from P10 down to P14, it's a DRS train, and again the guy that's caught at the front of it is getting caught. They're just swapping back and forth literally every 3 corners.
Yeah, I think Jackie's involved in that DRS train as well now. Jackie obviously had the pace of the leaders, to be fair, but now he's in that midfield pack. He's just been taken by Zonneveld into the final corner. That's Jackie into the pits.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
Unless he's got wing damage.
He has to have wing damage. Like, that's not where you want to be pitting. You want to be bringing them hard to lap 17 or 18. I'd be surprised if yeah, he's getting wing, so camera angles
back
in the chat. Hello folks, been a while. Yeah, it has been a while.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, I think he popped up last week. I saw him in a chat at some point recently. Might have been a Friday one, but yeah, good to see him still tuning in, even though he's not here anymore racing with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We see it with Warrior Huntsman this week, taking a seat in Tier 2 after 3 or 4 seasons out. You know, a few do leave. You know, they fall out of love with the game. They want to take a break, but the door's always open for guys to come back, especially guys that, by and large, cause no issues. And I think 99% of the drivers that we've had don't ever cause issues. But yeah, doors are always open.
As Aiden's just said, might bring my wheel out of retirement this week.
Chip hits the back of Hound unaffected. Chip unaffected as well.
T-Bag makes it past Scotty's. Kane's made it past Ashik as well. Kane did start deploying that lap. He's down to 70-odd%. Chip's dropping down the orders in the pits. Scotty's in the pits.
It's a bit of an early one. Does the undercut work here? It's not. Well, with that safety car, I think another lap or two on the mediums was probably advisable. I have absolutely no idea if this undercut works around here.
I have to agree. Dave's put the soft tyres on.
Yeah, that's he's going for a 2-stopper. Obviously, that makes.
I don't expect him to get 15 laps out of him, mate.
No, it doesn't make any amount of sense at all. But yeah, look, could be method to the madness. Let's see.
Yep, Kane Lowry started pushing with his ERS as well now, and he's bordering a second now, that gap to Ashik.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Clay, to be completely honest, Chip Hazard was in P6. Will this trigger the front 5 to maybe think about covering off the undercut? Possibly not.
I think the only 3 that would be Kane, Ashik, or Bark.
Yeah,
the others Kane being on hards. I don't think they'll want to pit yet.
Yeah, Kane is pulling the plug.
Ashik's in.
Ashik. think Bark will stay out.
It's one of them, for Ashik, you know, on this game, the undercut is powerful. Fresh tyres are key on this game. Ashik can't risk staying out one more lap. He had to follow Kane in.
Yeah, it is definitely on the tyre where I know the out lap on the hards will be slow, but the in lap on the mediums would potentially be slow as well. He was in a position to deploy, but very close there on the exit. Yeah, look, that's the other thing. You have to be careful on the pit exit. The vast majority of these are in the breakers off turn 1 at most tracks. But yeah, interesting to see how this works out for Teabag. How also at this point, I'd imagine not great.
Yeah, I just want to say as well, Lutman, even though Lutman pitted, he's already made a stop and put the hards on. He's still ahead of some guys who started on the hard tyres. So he's not really in a bad position. He's got himself back up there. He's not in a bad position at all. He's pulled himself right back into this race, to be fair.
Yeah, I suppose Lutman's hoping for another safety car at this point to salvage his race, which could happen. It could happen.
Kane makes it past Brad.
Screaming at the end. I'll be back there in 1 second, but
Ashik also makes it past Brad. Basically, I think Ashik here has to follow Kane. If Kane makes a move, Ashik needs to get the move done within the next corner as well. Kane's stuck in that slipstream on hindsight, gets the move done into the final corner. Ashik gets a good run out of the final corner again and follows Kane through. Back into the pits. But now, leader of the race is Teabag from starting on the hard tyres. He's got Home behind him who started on them as well. Lutman who pitted earlier but's on the hards. Not in a bad place as Dave's made it past Curly. Ashik very close to the back of Kane now. Looks like Scotty's about to get the move done on hindsight. Going to be after turn 10, I think it will. Matey Boy's still out on their mediums as well, 15 laps on him now, so he'll be due to pit any time really. As Osso is into the pits, Osso from the hards into the pits. Ashik makes it past Kane with DRS there on the run into turn 1. I think he set the fastest lap of the race then as well. He did. So he takes that fastest lap point and overtakes Kane for what will be the net lead of the race. Kane's still in a better position with ERS at the moment, but it's going to be close. They're just catching Matey Boy now. Matey on used mediums. Them tyres will be screaming now. Hopefully this don't cost Ashik too much. Oh, Zashik's gaining in turn 9 there. So he gets a good exit out of turn 10. He should be passed with no issue. Lutman's all over the back of Hound. Oh, and Ashik's dove up the inside there at turn 11. Matey Boy fighting back as well, so he's not made it easy for Ashik at all. On the run now to the final corner. Can he get it done? As Kane's going for a move. Oh, no, he pulls back in. He had a look. Teabag's into the pits. Matey Boy did pit and picked up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Lutman made it past Hound. Hound's all over the back of Lutman now. Kane Lowry's gaining on Ashik.
Sorry, Claire.
You're alright, bud?
All happening.
Yeah, Matey Boy was on the mediums. Ashik and Kane caught him, but Ashik trying to make a move on him and Matey Boy just fighting back, keeping that position. He did just pit this lap. Oh, and Dave's put a fresh set of softs on again. I think someone needs to teach Dave how to use the MFD to change the tyres, because yeah, that's you don't put a set of softs on, let alone 2 sets of softs at this track.
No.
Webb saying Ashik, I think, is using too much ERS. I think you're right. Kane sat at 86%, Ashik around 40%. Kane looks to be in cruise control, really. Again,
Venom is out.
Venom's
that
out.
A safety car, and it is.
It's a full safety car. Let's see if anyone dives in.
Yeah, Captain and Rifle.
Lutman and Hound, sorry, have just gone past the pit entry.
It's whatever about Lutman. It's a 2-stop race for him anyway. I think it's still a bit early for Lutman to think. He probably could have, to be fair, but that's after he killed Hound's race. I mean, really killed it.
I don't think it has killed Hounds. There's 10 laps left. It's about the time he'd have wanted to pit. It's a slower pit stop now. Obviously, the guys behind him will still be under Delta. Obviously, it'd have been ideal if he could get in before he'd cross the line. But you know, everyone behind him's still going to be following the Delta as well. So I think it still plays into Hound's hands a little bit.
I'm going to say this now. Anybody that put on softs has made a mistake.
10 laps on the softs is a hell of a lot. Is a hell of a lot.
Well, it won't be 10, it'll probably be 8, but it's too much. It's they'll be fine for 3 laps and then it'll drop off 2 laps later. They'll be completely gone. In my personal opinion, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it. Yeah, Chip Hazard and P3 now. So funny how that's changed. Teabag will be rapping on the mediums though.
Yeah, Teabag definitely will be quick. If I'm honest, I think Scotty on a Scotty's the one to watch for me. Fresh set of mediums. I think he'll be he'll be one. But Lutman and Hound now. Oh, Nerf picks up a drive-through speed on the same thing. We did mention how bad the Deltas are here. I'm just going to say Lutman and Hound now, pulling into the pits. They should probably come out ahead of Chip. So they're probably going to come out P3, P4.
Oh, will they go ahead of Chip? I don't think they will, Clay. They're only going into the box now. And Ashik is in. Wow, Ashik is in. Yeah, that Delta will be gone now for Chip. And he will move up to P2. So yeah, not a bad position to be in, but it is in that scenario now. Everyone behind is on a fresher, softer compound.
I really thought Lutman and Hound had the gap to come back out P3, P4, to be honest. But as you said, that Delta though probably played in the hands of Chip and Teabag and Bark, to be honest, being able to jump up.
Yeah, I think Kane Lowry picked up the safety car. That's what caused that. But Chip, you know, with the amount of laps left, Chip with a 3-second. Lukman has a penalty. You know, if there isn't a safety car, I think a podium will be difficult for them at this point. The thing is, with the fresher tyres, do the guys behind have to jump on Kane Lowry? We know he is the master of tyre wear, but he did. I think this is the first race where I saw Kane Lowry struggling a small bit for grip. So the last 2 or 3 laps, he might come under pressure.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Kane and Chip 5 and 6 lap old hards, Teabag 2 lap old mediums, Lutman on fresh mediums. So if I'm honest, looking at this, I'm thinking Luckman's looking for a podium here.
Yeah,
Regardless of the penalty or not, he's got Bart behind him on 4-lap pulled hard, so he should be able to pull away from Bart. I think Luckman's looking at a podium.
Yeah, the safety car stay out again for this lap, so that does help the softs. I think it's saved his race, to be honest with you. He might have a chance of a decent finish now. It's always a funny one, and it's a one where I do rely on a safety. Well, not rely on a safety car, but kind of bank on a safety car. ERS, Kane Lowry there doing a stellar job. Bang, safety car, and any advantage you had is now gone in terms of ERS. That's the only thing for me that I'm not sure on. You're better off deploying during the race to get positions or stay within DRS. The safety car nullifies it. Everybody's back to 100. Kind of a hard one.
It is. As Matey Boy pits again. Not too sure why.
Yeah, he's gone for softs again. I don't think that's
no wing change, and he's popped a fresh set of softs on.
It's like I'd assume the safety car will come in this lap. That's 8 laps on the softs. It is doable. It is. It's not doable, but
it's not nice.
Screaming at you towards the end, like
it's not comfortable.
It's not, and he's going to have to rinse here now to catch the back of the pack. He'll have 5 or 6 or 7%, if not 10, before the safety car even comes back in. I don't know. Just don't like the softs. You know what? It was a bit of controversial. Might be a stretch, but there was certainly a difference of opinion when that new rule around the not having to start the race on the tyre that you set your best time on in Q2. I think personally it's made a big difference for me, a driver of average pace. Shall you say? It opens up the strategy as well.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it. I do feel it brings you a bit closer, as the safety car is going to stay out again.
If I'm honest, I preferred the old ruling. Ruling on it. It brought strategy, it made strategy more important. I don't want to sound too arrogant, because it doesn't always happen, but I feel I'm fairly consistent at getting into Q3. So now having a full free choice of tyres, just everyone else has the same choice, it means nothing. When I say I get into Q3, I'm at the back end of Q3. I'm qualifying in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. And the fact that the guys who are qualifying first, who are 7, 8 tenths faster than me in quali, can start on the same tyre as me, sort of ruins it for me. I have no chance of gaining on them.
I get what you're saying, right? And again, this is going to be a tier specific thing, and where you are in terms of pace. But for me, when I was there, to get to Q3, I had to use softs.
Yeah.
And even if I did get to Q3 on a medium set, I still didn't have the pace for the alternate strategy. It was like double whammy as such. But yeah, I can see both sides of the argument, to be completely honest with you.
Well, that's it. I think, if I'm honest, the last 2 games where this rule about obviously not you have free tyre choice for the race. The last 2 games are the ones where starting on the mediums, the prime strategy.
Yeah.
And you're not that strategy call doesn't even come into it anymore.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. Obviously, if the medium was the prime strategy on the previous games, it might have been a bit more interesting. People putting the softs on and going for it in Q2, but now you want to start on the mediums anyway.
Oh, yeah, I think it has changed.
Oh,
as well,
there's a bit of chaos in the background. Those cars are off track. They're almost 5 wide, I think.
Not good.
I mean, it don't look to be an issue with Kane's start, to be honest. He was just slowing down, weaving, warming his tyres. He has got us underway now. He is pushing. ERS is on. Chip wasn't caught sleeping. Chip looks good, to be honest. Matey Boys picked up a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. I'm going to assume that's an overtake under the safety car. Ashik makes it past Osso into turn 1. Osso fights him back. Ashik's dropping. Scotty's got him now.
Yeah, that's... Did he get caught sleeping, Clay? I wasn't on board with that, so I didn't see exactly what his issue was.
I didn't see myself. I was on with the leaders, but this is the thing with Ashik now pitting for a fresh set of tyres. He's ended up behind lads who are on fresh tyres ahead of him as well. You know, same age of tyres. He's made it harder for himself by pitting, trying to get an advantage on Kane.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing for Kane Lowry here in the championship, he's his closest rival. He's Kane Lowry is laughing in this current situation. Ashley down in P9, Kane Lowry in P1, over the DRS from Chip, who seems to be holding T-Bag at bay, to be fair to him. So it's a good place for Kane Lowry to be in. And it is that time of the race where people get a bit stupid as well, so...
Yeah, we've had a safety car, that soft on brains off moment.
Ashik makes it 3 wide into the last corner, goes deep, across the racing line.
No,
gets it done, but not good.
Oh, right, I was on board with... T-Bag as you were saying that, and T-Bag and Lutman were making it past Chip. It were almost 3 wide, but it were all clean. Lutman going up the inside. Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty for cutting the corner.
Yeah, I think Chip got nerfed there on the exit of the last corner, I would think.
Lutman up the inside at turn 4. Chip hangs it round the outside, keeps the position. Oh, Lutman side by side with him. Lutman takes it. It's close. Dan, do your multi-21 for Chip, please.
Multi-21.
Bring the fucking car home.
No.
As Hound as well, actually, on the back. He's, Hound and Lutman staying out on them hards. Safety car came out. I've got to say, it's probably the best for them. That's probably the best they could have asked for.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. There's no question there. Penalties aside, yeah, no question at all.
But that's it at the moment, due to penalties. Hound's on the podium, which I think he'd have snatched your hand off if you offered him a podium before the start of the race.
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah, no question.
But Ashik now alongside Bark on this run into turn 1, trying to pick a slipstream up from Hound.
And Ashik has 3% DRS left. Oh, Ashik, he hits the back of Bark. Not sure exactly. That ERS being down at that low is going to cost him massively on speed. That's going to bring Scotty back into it 100%. That's not a good place for him to be. Hound goes a bit deep into 4. Yeah, Kane Lowry is absolutely scalding this one out in the front. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1.
It's Jackie and Brad dropping down the order. Not sure if there was a coming together there. Ashik and Scotty battling. Ashik keeping the position. Oh, almost hits the back of Bark again. Yeah, Scotty looks like he's got a better run out of turn 10. He's going for it. Into 11, up the inside. Ashik holds it round the outside. Scotty going for the tighter line. Don't quite work. No, but now Ashik's trying to jump up the inside of Bark. Oh.
That's going to cost him. He's going to lose that to Scotty though as well. Yeah.
This is what we talk about boxing clever.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not a whole pile of clever boxing going on here.
Oh, it just makes me nervous as fuck.
Yeah, but the problem is he's rinsed his ERS. Look what he's losing to Bar. That's the issue here. And who goes up the inside of the hole and gets that move done?
A lovely move from Bart there, yeah.
I'm not sure how he's been there, to be completely honest. He was on the outside but left the cars win.
It's like he sort of tried to take the racing line but didn't commit to the racing line. As Ashik's now battling up the inside of Bark at these S's. Oh. I mean, it's not brilliant for Ashik, obviously being so low on ERS, and this battling from Hound downwards is helping Chip and Luckman. Obviously, the gap behind them now. Yeah. As though we got Ashik's pushing ERS on again. I think he pushed Hound a bit wide there on the entrance to that corner. But will Ashik have the pace now to gain on the lads ahead? He's not got the ERS for it. He's definitely not.
He has raw pace. He cleared Luckman. There's no question. Luckman is 6 seconds, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't stay within 3 seconds of Chip. If I'm honest, but maybe he will. Chip and Luckman are having their own little battle here. Luckman should get this move done handy enough. Chip defends. See, if that's me, I'm sticking to my line and sending the other guy up the inside.
Yeah, I'm one for that as well. I stick to the racing line. If you want to go around me, you fucking move. I don't tend to move myself. Scotty's now past back. Scotty might be on a bit of a charge here. As Ashik's right on the back of this battle now with Chip and Luckman, so... Oh, he's past Chip. Chip's had to dip off the track. Yeah, Chip dipped off the track there to avoid him. Picked up another penalty. Maybe one to appeal, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks sketchy from the onboard, but
I just flicked on board with it as it happened.
Yeah,
so
the drivers on board can show so many different things. The pace from Ashik is ridiculous, to be honest with you. He's just cutting through like a hot knife through water. But them 6 seconds now we're going to, at this point in the race, cost Luckman and Hazard an incredible amount of positions. Yeah,
they are. As I say, I jumped on as that penalty popped up for Chip. Whether or not it's removable, I don't know. But still, a 3-second penalty at this time is going to cost him a lot, because you've got a massive DRS train from P3 Ashik all the way down to P9 back, are all within DRS of each other. Oh, Hound's just dropped out of it with Chip. And he's back in it.
Yeah, he took Scotty on the straight there.
That's what I'm saying. A DRS train from 3rd to 9th is pretty insane, to be honest, at this stage of the race. Just a lap to go.
Yeah.
Just want to say though, Kane Lowry still got 65% ERS. He's looked in control from the start of this race. From lights out, he's looked in control. Never once looked threatened.
Oh, Jackie's gone.
Jackie's out. He's lost it at turn 8. Turn 9, is it? Turn 8. Yeah, turn 8. Trying to count it in my head.
I'm trying to have a look at driver of the day, Clay. It's a bit of a difficult one this week.
It's not normally easy, to be honest, but Luckman...
Luckman is in a great position. It's just the fact that he's going to drop that's 10 positions. That's the issue there. I
think Teabag's in a shout up to P2 ahead of his teammate, penalty free. I think Chip, if I'm honest, without the penalty, Chip or Lutman, either of them two would have been in for a shout. It's a difficult one, to be honest. If I'm honest, I don't understand why Ashik pitted again. I don't understand, because he's ended up losing a position to his teammate now.
Yeah, it's probably one of them where hindsight prevails. Not captain hindsight.
I was going to say, I had no hindsight's down in 11th, mate. He's not benefited from that.
Yeah, do you know what? There is quite a few penalties behind them as well. They probably won't drop as much as they would expected, but Kane Lowry coming home with 70% DRS is decent.
Yeah, it's almost insulting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, no question. Everybody behind is absolutely rinsed. Oh no, Barkmandu loses it out of the corner, hits the barrier, loses a wing. Oh god, not loses a wing,
loses a wheel.
Wheels.
And across the line, Lutman, Chip ended up 6th and 7th, which, Chip just dropped to 8th.
Probably not too bad.
And that's it. Whether Chip's got a penalty to come off, I don't know. Obviously, that's one for the stewards, but not a bad result for Lutman and Chip though, considering they were on different strategies to the rest.
I think this is a prime example of how track limits can kill you and really affect you.
Oh yeah. And that's it. It's not like that safety car came out with 3 laps to go. That safety car was out with 10, 12 laps to go.
Yeah,
and it still affected them. It was still so close at the end in terms of timings.
Yeah, 100%. I still feel, even with the 6 seconds, that
shit. Sorry.
That it's a decent drive from King Lachlan. I think it's definitely worthy of a serious consideration for driver of the day. And at this stage, I'm pretty sure Kane Lowry, T-Bag and Ashik are already in this chat.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm not even going to look at sending them an invite. I'm pretty sure they're already all in it. Kane Lowry's probably digging a shit. 4 DNFs. Bart losing it on the last lap. Jackie 2 laps to go. Venom and Saki. But fairly clean race from what we saw. Very, very good race, to be honest. Some good battles, different strategies as well.
I will be back in 20 seconds.
Make it a quick 20 seconds. Apologies, lads, just bear with us. Dan will be back shortly. I don't know if he wants me to kick off with the interviews or just hang on.
Just turn that volume down.
Right, Dan's not here yet, so I'll just kick on. Oh, and he's back.
I said 20 seconds.
You were longer than that, lad. Do you want to kick off with the interviews or what?
Nah, Trayvon.
So we'll start with P3. Ashik, obviously, you decided to pit under that safety car, drop you down a few positions. You had to battle your way back through to get back up to P3. Did you think the fresher tyres were worth the gamble?
They were. I did not expect everyone in front of me to be battling as much as they were. And I didn't want to, I guess, be over aggressive. So I was kind of waiting for their tires to fall off and overtake them through the corners.
We noticed quite early on you seem to be using a lot of ERS compared to Kane. Do you think that cost you a lot of time?
Nah, I don't think so. Ultimately, it was most likely the pit that cost me, but yeah.
Well, good battle. You managed to get back up on the podium anyway, so you're still there in this title fight.
Yeah, I was on board with Ashik for the last couple of laps, and how would you say? I'm not saying it was aggressive. It looked scary, if that makes any sense. There was a lot of overtakes in places where I was like, yeah, I wouldn't overtake there, but it was done. It was done pretty clean. But yeah, you gained a lot of positions towards the end. But yeah, I think just the Williams. I think again, in a very, very decent position come the end of that race in terms of constructor points. Yeah, I think you'd be happy with that, to be fair.
Yeah, those are a good amount of points for the team as well. So that also helped.
Just happy it wasn't two Williams drivers trying to kill each other. And we'll move on swiftly.
Yeah, on to P2, the other Williams driver. Teabag, how'd you find that race, mate? Seemed, from my point of view, seemed a bit of a lonely race for you.
It was just calm, very calm, just chilled out, to be fair.
Yeah, kept it consistent, no penalties.
No, I didn't get any warnings on there. I knew my strategy from before I even got invited, because I had done exactly the same on Friday night. I knew the setup was spot on. I had to abuse a lot of DRS to stay with the front two for the first few laps, but then just managed to just chill into a rhythm, keep a gap behind me. Them two drove off. I was like, all right, you do what you want to do.
Steve,
Yeah, I think I said that on street. Sorry, Claire.
No, apologies, mate. My mic cut out then anyway.
I think I said that on stream, Teabag. It's and I tend to do it as well. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I always try to push my ARS to try and stay within the ARS to the car ahead. Sometimes maybe it can cancel out the advantage, but it is my tendency as well. And I was watching, and you were rinsing to try and stay. Eventually, you fell out of it, and for me, it's exactly the same position I find myself in.
See, I knew I weren't going to be able to battle those two. They were just too quick. But it was more rinse my ERS, build a gap from behind, and then I can just calm down, let them crack on.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to do the same.
That strategy's worked for you, obviously, through the first 75% of the race. How did you feel when that late safety car came out? I say late, it wasn't that late.
Destroyed me. I was gutted. I'm like, oh no, one extra lap, I could have had a free pit stop. But then I managed to get out, get the tyres heated up, and was pretty quick to start with. But yeah.
Yeah, you look good on the restart. As I say, you kept it clean, kept that gap as well. So
yeah,
brilliant result there.
Happy with that.
And now Kane, how do you feel? Yeah. Another race win in the bag. You looked in control from literally from lights out till the end.
Yeah, it felt like that. Didn't happen much during the race. Keep my distance to Asik at the start, and I felt that I was in control the whole race.
Yeah, definitely looked it from our point of view as well. Well, I've probably got a couple of questions from everyone. Is how do you make your tyres last so long, and how do you not use the RS and still be so quick?
I can have you some lessons, but it starts from €100 per hour.
€100 an hour, right? You've heard it here first. €100 an hour for these lessons from Kane.
Yeah, I'll put up with the tyre wear. Thanks.
I don't play enough of the game to make it worthwhile, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with what Kane has said. I think looking at that, it never looked an issue. Even like when as I pointed out during the stream, we've had 7. This is the 8th race. It's only his 2nd podium, and still with a significant gap.
Do you mean 2nd race win?
Yeah, I'm being distracted by my thoughts. No, it's in terms of pole, it's his 2nd pole, and
pole.
To have a 50-point plus lead after only 2 poles just says kind of one thing, and it's fucking hell. All right, drive on and have to mute my mic. He's off.
I think what Dan's getting at is he's touching on that race consistency. It's the race pace that's more important than just the qualifying. The 1 lap pace. You've had 2 poles, but you know you've been up there on the podium. You've had a few race wins now. You look to be storming ahead in the championship. To be quite honest, is there anything you've changed from last season to this season?
And nothing much. The game has changed it to my favor. It's more drivable to my driving style.
Yeah, do you know what? I said this, I'd say 5 minutes after playing the game. I'm like, I could not hook up a lap with no traction on the last game. And, 5-10 minutes into the new game, I'm like, all right, this is easy. So I was like, instantly,
exactly.
Instantly, I was like, no, non-TC users are just going to get so overpowered on this game. And then it filters down. But yeah, I think that's made a huge difference.
My comment was not just so much at the way the game's benefited, say, running less assists. I mean that you had issues with consistency on the last few games. You've always been one of the strongest guys in Tier 3. That's without shadow of a doubt. You've been up there, but you've never quite hooked it up across the season. Whereas now you look unstoppable.
Well, we'll see how the season ends, but looking good so far.
Yeah, I think everyone else will be happy to see the back of you, if I'm honest. Because they're the real back of you. They're sick of looking at the back of your car, but I think they'd be happy to see you gone. That's a good compliment.
Yeah, I've been getting that quite a lot.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. You made it Q3 on Friday and I was knocked out, so...
That doesn't say much.
Thanks, lad.
Yeah, so you two are swapping seats.
I mean, I know I'm shit, like, but fucking hell.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I'm leaving the summer. Good luck.
Oh, God. Thank you, everyone who's tuned in. Thanks, lads. Congratulations on your podium. Kane on the win as well. Thanks, everyone who's tuned in.
The next time I go to Finland to meet my brother, I'm coming to your house, boy. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
I'm fucking telling you
You're
now.
always welcome.
Yeah, you say that now, an hour in, you'll be like, when's this guy leaving?
I have plenty of room.
I'm sure. Oh, God.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
your
I'm
accent.
broken. I'm
It's just your
broken.
accent. You can you can say anything and it's like hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry. Go on. Wrap it up, Clay.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks for all the comments. Join us next week where we are at Singapore. Friday, Tier 1, Tier 2, R8. Sunday, I'll be here at 8 o'clock as usual. It doesn't sound like Kane's looking forward to that one.
That was me.
Oh, apologies.
I should be absent for that one now, did you?
Who
Good.
said that?
Good. The Williams, as I said previously, all Williams drivers are more than welcome to check out for the rest of the season. No problem.
Does that mean Aston Martin can do it as well?
Yeah, we don't like them either.
Yeah, basically anybody ahead of Ferrari, you have a free,
So,
do what you
Tier
want.
2s Aston Martins can check out and Tier 3s can check out, then it's even fields.
As long as Ferrari are all checked in, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone. Tune in next week. See you later.